Hi, I'm back. It's been a while. Yeah, so we're getting a new Switch, sorta, kinda. It's a new revision. It got announced late last night. I think it was maybe I want to say 11 p.m. my time. I was at my girlfriend's place. Couldn't make a video reaction pretty quickly. I um did watch the actual trailer for it. It's not horrible. It's not amazing, but I'll go into more depth now. I do actually have a video here in front of me, so, you know, if you those of you who haven't seen it and are gonna sit down and watch it with me, by all means. Oh god, this is very big. I'm gonna do a quick little edit, and then I'll be back in 2 seconds. Alright, we're back. Everything's pretty much set up as it is. Just check us out. Those of you who haven't watched it, we're getting a new OLED screen, which is sort of cool. The white Joy-Cons are very nice, I will say. So, bigger screen's also really good. I'll take that. That is actually really nice. I'm gonna go back to like 2 seconds because I'm 95% sure that that's not running very well on handheld. Call it a hunch. I don't know if that's the animation of Pokemon or not, but it didn't look like it. It didn't look very nice, so I'm... Alright, fair enough. Roll with it. What? Awesome. Sweet. The kickstand on the original Switch is atrocious. That's really good for, you know, tabletop play. Better audio. Okay, I'll take it. Also, I'm like 95% sure they have a chess set at home, so I don't know why you'd play it on a Switch, but anyway. The dock looks nice. The dock looks very nice, and I gotta check. Yeah, it's a bit more curved. Okay. Land. Nintendo Online. Greatest thing ever. Some ring fit. Here we go. Okay, so it comes out later on this year, which is really cool. Now we're done with that. That's pretty much it. I've definitely got some issues. So let's you know, start by talking about what we've seen there. So we'll skip back a little bit. First couple shots we got ourselves a look at white Joy-Cons, which are going to be really cool. I already have a set that I custom did a while back, and I gotta tell you, white Joy-Cons just look really, really nice. So the fact that we're actually getting legitimate ones now, 100%, that is amazing. It also means that people won't have to break their existing Joy-Cons to sit there and get, you know, get a new shell on there, which is really cool. I do believe they have said that it's going to be sold separately as well, which is really good. So that's something that's really nice. Second one we got. Oh, and obviously clearly the big one. Oh, that's a really crappy thing. We got an OLED screen. So for those of you that don't know what OLED is, where is my phone? And I'm gonna full screen this sucker for like 2 seconds. Boom. How you doing? This thing right here. This really cool Samsung Galaxy S20 FE. Runs an OLED screen. Crisp looking screen. Like, there will be a significant difference between the existing Switch model and this Switch model. And we get an extra, was it 0.8 inches? Because as we know, size matters. Yeah, so we get a bigger screen. It's gonna look a bit prettier. There are some downsides to it, but I'll get to that in a minute because I want to focus on the good stuff now before I absolutely tear the shit out of this. What else have we got that's new on the bandwagon? Bit of Pokemon gameplay, which I don't think that looks super amazing, but I don't know. I feel like all the Pokemon games nowadays aren't like really well, like they struggle on a handheld. And essentially, this is what I gotta get at with this as well. This is an upgrade to the handheld side of things. Nothing upgraded has been upgraded for docked. So, you know. Scrolling through, biggest thing that is new, we get a wide kickstand. And it's fully adjustable. And for anyone that's played tabletop with a Switch before, you know the kickstand on this thing is atrocious. Everyone gets some sort of clamp or stand to have it on the table and play it with. This is finally good. So listen to something. I'll find the actual page in a moment, but you can see from some of the screen caps on Nintendo's webpage that they have actually changed how the micro SD card goes in, which I found pretty cool. Nothing major. Like I think it's pretty neat. A little bit of Mario. Enhanced audio is actually a new one. I don't know, like personally, obviously don't know what it sounds like. I can't find an actual thing of what it looks like or whatever. Enhanced audio, so we're gonna have better speakers. I didn't think the speakers were too bad on the Switch as it was, so I'm keen to see what is actually better about these ones. If there's a, you know, I imagine there'd be some sort of visible difference, well, no noticeable difference, but like, who knows, man? Like, I'm a very big stickler for audio. I like my audio being nice and good. Like, I'm very picky when it comes to like headphones, and like I shop around a lot, and if this is really nice, then alright, fair enough. What else we got? We got okay, the dock. The dock's cool. So the dock is white. It looks sick. The only way you can realistically get one of these nowadays, like the dock you can buy separately as well, which is really good. But I believe you can get custom plates that you can put on for the dock to make it look white as well. The other thing that's really cool about the new dock is they have put in a LAN cable, which I found really nifty. And looking at it, okay, there isn't. So what they've gone and done, looking off this, right? In the back of a Nintendo Switch dock, you would normally have a Type-C USB input for power. You got your HDMI, and then there would be a spare USB, I think it's a USB 3.0 socket. That's now going to replace with a LAN port, which is really cool because that means you don't have to go and buy a adapter for the LAN connections, if you like, because the Wi-Fi on the Switch, as I've been told, is not really amazing. I suppose, what do you do? So this is a cool, nice, cool little inclusion. I imagine some people get out of it. I also did notice as well that the sides of this Switch are actually, like the dock, are actually curved now, which is a lot different to the other one, which I believe is all square. And they've put a lot more curves into this as well. I've noticed even this little covering here used to be just a little like out cut in the side that it would lean out, and it's now curved. So I guess Nintendo's going for the curve route. The Switch is actually bigger as well, which is really nice. I don't need to play that anymore. That's fine. This doesn't light up. I think this is just camera lighting, because I was watching it earlier with my girlfriend and she said it lit up. I'm like 95% sure this thing doesn't light up. If it does, please someone prove me wrong. I'd really love you to prove me wrong, but this is very unlikely. The white dock does look very nice though, and I think that's about it in the way of, yeah, available October 8th. That was the conference, or the you know, what was it, 2.5 minute release they did for it. And honestly, I was a little bit disappointed. Like, to me, it was very similar to what the actual, like, press release for E3 for Nintendo was like, where I was excited to watch it. I'm like, hey, this is going to be cool. sat through it all, couple of good things in there, but overall you went in really pumped and you came out sort of disappointed. And this was the same. I seen the article pop for it. I'm like, as an OLED model, it's a Pro, but it's not a Pro in the slightest. And we'll get to that in a moment. Give me 2 seconds for a quick little scene transition. Alright, so we're back to some articles now. This is what the boxes are going to look like, and this is a big shout out to Press Start Australia. These guys are really, really good when it comes to... I get a lot of my gaming use of these guys. 100% recommend. These are what the boxes look like. And I gotta say, they're not bad, but it's not like it's... You know, if like, how do I word it nicely? I think I'm more excited for the box than I am for the actual console. And the reason why is what we're going to get into right here. So, as you can see on screen at the moment, we have the two consoles sort of spec-wise side by side. Now, you got the Nintendo Switch OLED model on the left side. Right is your normal Switch, right? Size-wise, there is a little bit of a difference. I believe it's in like length and width. Could be wrong. Yeah, no, it's length and width. Yeah, it's about the same. So height 102 mil, so 10 centimeters. Cool. 24 centimeters, and then, you know, for the you guys can read it, it's fine. I can't be bothered doing calculations for it. Aussies will. The OLED model's bigger, essentially. The weight, it's going to weigh more because there's going to be more inside the screen for the OLED model. 7-inch OLED screen for the new one, whereas the original Switch had a 6.2-inch LCD. So OLED's going to be a lot crisper. The resolution is still the same, which I think they missed out on here a little bit, which is, you know, disappointing. Especially when we get to the price, but that's later. CPU and GPU. NVIDIA customized Tegra processor. I believe the chip that they use for this has DLSS in it, and they missed, and they've got an upgraded version of it. They're using the NVIDIA Shield, and I don't know why they just didn't want to put this into the new Switch. Because to me, realistically, if you're not putting this into the Switch now, it's going to be more lacking behind than what it already is. But more on that later. 64 gigabytes of built-in storage, which is a lot better. It means you have more time before you need to put an SD card in. Awesome. Battery life is the exact same. So that's, I suppose it's better. You got a bigger screen, there's more coverage. It's going to be a lot more crisper. So if you get the battery life the same, I suppose that's a pretty decent thing. 3 hours charging time, approximately. Comes out the 8th of October. Very well done. And that happens to be, I think it's I feel like it's the weekend the PAX is on over in Australia. I think it's releases on a Thursday, which is really cool. EB Games currently has this. I think it's actually down here. I think we have a price. There it is. Price right there. In Australia, 300 and essentially $40. EB Games has a trade deal where you trade in your old Switch. So this little puppy right here. Hello. With my core Joy-Cons. Yeah, this thing gets traded in. It brings down the Switch to $299. Now, I gotta be critical of it. I really have to be critical of Nintendo here. They have dropped the ball a lot on this, because to me, I don't see why we should be now get, like, how do I word it? We're now in next gen with PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X and S respectively being out. And to me, to have a new console come out which isn't running at least 4K in docked, I feel like they're dropping the ball a little bit. And the new Switch seems like more of a cash grab than anything else, I suppose. Like, it's, don't get me wrong, like, I think having a legitimate, like, how do I word it? It's a white console. It's cool. it looks really pretty. And I know my girlfriend was even saying as well that she is really keen for it because she's going through a phase at the moment where she's wanting to get a lot more like white peripherals and, you know, white consoles and all that. I believe I did start with the PlayStation 5, and, you know, yeah, okay, fair enough, cool. That's a very fair point. But why would you want to go and pay, you know, $540 brand new out of box to get a new Switch? Which, you know, it's got a bigger screen, fair enough, different speakers, battery life's still the same, no graphical enhancement whatsoever. And for those people that will play this, like, essentially this new revision is for handheld gamers. It's got nothing to do with console, like, you know, sit on the couch, plug it into your TV, because you've got an OLED TV, don't even need to worry about the OLED screen, it's already going to be docked. It's done. I've got an OLED TV in my room. I play this in my Switch now docked, like, pretty much 95% of the time. I think the only, that other 5% is when I'm out of the house and, you know, playing games with friends, and that's not very often nowadays. Like, yeah, I think they've missed a massive mark when it comes to doing all the 4K stuff. Like, I feel like they just had to put that in there. If they had made the price $5.99 with 4K capabilities, I would 100% jump on this. I probably won't buy this when it comes out, which it pains me a little bit to say, because I am a really big Nintendo fanboy. Like, there's 3 Switches in my house at the moment. They're all mine. And I might do something fancier on the screen at the moment, and I'm like running them around or something. I don't know. We'll see. If not, I've got an original release Nintendo Switch, was the one I just showed on screen 2 seconds ago. I've got my Monster Hunter one, which I just bought. When was it? 2 or 3 months ago, when Monster Hunter Rise came out. And I've got a Switch Lite. And I think out of all of them, realistically, the one that I like the most at the moment, if I'm like objectively, is the Switch Lite, because it's easy to bring around and use. Whereas the Monster Hunter console is just there because I absolutely love and adore Monster Hunter. My other Switch I haven't touched, and I don't know why I don't want to trade it in, because I feel like that's what I bought when I first started playing this round of Nintendo, so I won't trade it in for that cheaper deal. But to have a bigger screen, and like to have a bigger screen that looks prettier, and then jack the price up 70 odd bucks to get it's not really worth it. And like the new dock with a built-in LAN adapter, alright, cool, I guess that's really cool, but I think, and like saying it nicely, Nintendo dropped the ball big time, and I think they're now going to be lacking behind, because let's be realistic, it's going to be 2 or 3 years before we get another revision of a Switch. So the Switch came out in 2017. 2 years later, we got a revision, which made the battery life be a little bit better. A little bit better. It was a lot better for handheld gamers. We got the Switch Lite as well. The Switch Lite was pretty good. I actually prefer that a lot. Like a little bit more over the actual Switch at the time, because it was just easier as one unit. I was playing a lot on handheld. I didn't have a TV to, you know, plug it into and play. So that was fine for me. Being able to lay in bed and just, you know, play it, whatever. This year, we got a OLED, you know, release. So on average, every 2 years. So the thing that I'm more sort of getting at here is, does that mean they're going to make us wait another 2 years for potential 4K? Because I feel like they're going to start losing people a little bit. Like, you're going to have people that will still sit there and play Nintendo games. I mean, I still will. It doesn't bother me. I don't need 4K to play a game. But I would like it, because it's now sort of current industry standard. Like 1080p for a gaming system, regardless, is just like talking about it more, you know, space logistically, realistic. I don't know what the right word is for it, but in 2020 now we're getting 2020, like this whole decade, we're now getting 8K. We've got the next gen consoles that can run on 8K. Whether it's well or not is to be seen, because I don't have an 8K to test that crap. But we have 8K available to us. Full HD is a bit of a, you know, a pushback at the moment. Hell, we've even got Sony at the moment that have released updates for Ratchet and Clank and Spider-Man's Miles Morales, which run at, I think it's a fidelity mode. So it looks really well, runs at 40 FPS and 144 Hz, and that, a lot of people are saying, looks a lot better than running at smooth 60. I think that Nintendo have dropped the ball here a little bit, and it's not just me that thinks that. I have gone through Facebook comments, Twitter comments, a couple things on Reddit. A lot of people are looking at it saying that they're not going to buy it because if you're playing it, like obviously it's split 50-50 with people playing docked and people playing handheld. I feel like it leans more over to the dock side of things, but why would you want to buy an OLED screen if you're going to use it 5% of the time opposed to it being in a dock 95% of the time? To me, it doesn't make sense, but I don't know. What do you do? It's one of those things. But yeah, I figured, you know, might as well make this video. It's been a while. I'm going to actually jump back in the YouTube game, doing some, you know, just doing some weekly game news updates for all y'all guys. That'd be really cool. Also, I'm going to plug something real quick because I'm doing it. Me and a couple of mates doing a podcast. It's called the Outback Bonfire Podcast. Really cool. Couple of mates just sitting down every week. We talk about news. We have some fun. Couple of Aussies doing some fun stuff. Come over and check that out. Link down in the description below. But yeah, guys, tell me what you think. Like, if you made it through the whole video, cheers. It means a hell of a lot. But honestly, tell me what you think of it. Will you guys be picking this up? Will you be ditching it? To me, I think if there's going to be some sort of notable change, obviously we haven't got like proper specs for it as of yet. I do not believe. If we do, that's better. We'll see how we go. But I might pick it up when the new Breath of the Wild comes out. But until then, I'm gonna wait a little bit. So that's a 6-month wait, and then by then it'll be cheaper anyway. So yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks again for watching. I'll talk to you next time.